Hello, Technology Center of DuPage family and students. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video today. Tell you a little bit about our program here at the College of DuPage, Culinary Arts. We're excited to what we have to offer you. My name is David Kramer. I'm the chair and one of the chefs here in the program. Later on, you'll be hearing from Professor Jim Mulick. He is the chair responsible for the Hospitality and Restaurant Management programs. He has some exciting things to tell you about in those areas. So today what we're going to give you a program overview of what we do and what you should expect to see when you're in your classes, day in and day out. But first what I want to start by making a dish for you, something nice fall dish with some butternut squash, some lamb, and some pickled fennel that we make right here in our kitchens. So the first thing we're going to do is get our pan hot and we're going to get our lamb seasoned. Basically just some salt and pepper. So keep it simple. We have a mix of salt and pepper here. What's important is that we have a ratio. We know what this mix is. So we have 6 parts of salt to 1 part of pepper. That way one doesn't overpower the other. One thing that we're going to do here that you might not have seen a little different, we're going to do a process called sous vide. It means under vacuum or under pressure. And the idea behind this is it gives us a lot of control. We can take really tender cuts of meat and make them even more flavorful and tender. We can also take cuts of meat that are a little bit more tough and make them even more tender over a period of time. So different ways to do this process. I'm going to show you one way is taking this, we're going to sear it prior to putting it into this plastic bag. And in this bag, we're going to add some aromatics, some fat, so we need some butter or oil so that it has some flavor and texture to it, but also too so it doesn't get too dry while it's cooking. And then we're going to vacuum seal this in our vacuum sealer that I have to the right of me. So we don't need a whole lot of olive oil, just a little bit to get a sear on there. And the idea is we don't want to really cook this, otherwise it will be overcooked. We want to take it and get a quick sear and then get it into the vacuum bag. When you're adding aromatics to these bags in this type of cooking, you don't want to put too much. So just a couple pieces. You take some butter, don't be shy. I'm going to take some nice extra virgin olive oil, get a really good flavor in there. And again, not too much. Flavor, moisture. So while I'm preparing these items, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our degrees and certificates that we offer here at the college. So we offer both degrees and certificates in Culinary Arts, which would prepare you for a chef role. We also offer degrees and certificates in baking and pastry, so you want to be a baker, pastry chef, cake decorating. And we also offer something that is very unique to what we do here at the college is Culinology. It's a combination of food science, it's food manufacturing, food production. So very, very interesting. A lot of our students are working on that to enhance what they do in the culinary arts and maybe not solely from the culinary arts. Okay. You can see I have a really hot pan, so don't be afraid if it smokes. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to put this into our bag, put it into our vacuum sealer. So what this machine does is it's going to take the air out, concentrate the flavors, and it's going to be able to be submerged in our immersion circulator. So the process of the vacuum sealer is a little different depending on how much product that you have in the bag. It will recognize what it needs to go through the process. So if anybody has a food saver at home, this is the same thing, only at a commercial level. Okay. Now we're going to take this and put this into our water. Okay, so while the lamb is cooking in the immersion circulator, we're going to start some butternut squash risotto. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some butter in the pan. Some shallots, a bit of garlic. And I like to do a combination of oil and butter. One for flavor, but two, what it also does is it allows you to cook at a little bit higher temperature. So we call that smoke point of the fat. You can substitute onions for this if you want. I think that's probably one of the things that students experience here is that we give them guidelines to go by, and also too, one of the biggest things that we encourage are mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, and that's how you're going to learn. Having those moments of, as we say, aha moments. What did you take away from the day? So we do a lot of reflection in that regard. So when making risotto style, what we do is we slowly add the liquid. Because we have butternut squash, we have some fresh made vegetable stock to enhance that flavor. And we're going to slowly cook the butternut squash. If we had all of it at one time, what will happen is the outside will become mushy and the inside will be very hard. And one of the things that we always say when the students are cooking, one of the questions we usually ask them after they make it, did you put your love into it? So we really encourage you to bring your love to the classroom, to the kitchens. It's about passion. I think that's one of the discussions we've been having over the whole situation with COVID, is that this industry is going to come back. It's going to survive. But be passionate about what you do. And I think that you will find that to be very exciting. We also operate 2 restaurants here on campus. One is the We Cafe, which is a fast casual type operation. So quick service, if you will. So think about a Panera Bread is an example of that. And we also operate a full service restaurant, the Waterleaf Restaurant. And all these are open to the public as well as to the employees on campus. So it is a real life situation. Students create all the food. You're in charge of the dining room for a day. You're in charge of the kitchen for the day. So you get a feel of that leadership role and what to expect when you enter the industry. Get a little more stock, get a little softer. So I'm going to chop some fresh herbs, some parsley. Remember, not just for color, always for flavor. One of the things we always talk about is flavors and textures. So put in a little bit of parsley, some flavor. Going to put in just a little bit of heavy cream, just for a little richness. Right, this will help so bring the dish together. And that cream reduces, becomes thick and rich. Okay, a bit of Parmesan cheese. So I can see these are nice and soft. I can press on them. Nice texture. So you see, nice and creamy, just like if you had risotto. Only difference is it's just butternut squash. Okay, so in this bag, I have a combination of that butter, oil, but also too, there's water in the bag. And that water came from the lamb. So what we're going to do is just dry this off a little bit so that when we put it into the pan, it doesn't splatter. Okay, at this point too, you could also season this a little bit more if you wanted to. Okay, again, just a little bit of oil. One of the other things that we're going to add to this is this pickled fennel with some coriander seed, some mustard seed. So looking at what was in that bag and then immersion circulator, that temperature maintained 132 degrees. And it doesn't change. It stays that temperature as long as it's in there. So you don't have to worry about overcooking when it's in the sous vide process. Add some olive oil to this, give it some flavor. So again, we want to show you some more advanced techniques and some basic techniques to prepare you. So next we're going to take our squash, put this on the bottom of the plate. One of the things that we're seeing a lot of, which is popular now, is called negative space on the plate. And what that means is that we're not going to cover the entire plate of food. It's a way to give the guests room to eat. Also, too, I think that you'll notice is we're not doing large portions. We try to give people what we call human-sized portions. Okay, nice, creamy, rich fall dish. Take our lamb. So you're going to see that the way that this is cooked now, it is evenly cooked all the way through. There's no graying in the meat. And that typically happens if you were just to sear the meat and then cook it all the way in a pan or maybe finish it in the oven. So that's what's fun about this process. Other things that we take a look at too is not making things so perfect and so exact. Sometimes it looks cool. We want people to just see things naturally on our plates and on our dishes. Okay, the squash. Also, too, we're not using a lot of different sauces, not using a whole lot of rich ingredients. So the richness of the squash and the richness of the lamb is going to be lightened by the freshness of the pickled fennel. So nice acidic richness to a very simple dish, but very nice for the fall. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation here at the College of DuPage Culinary Arts Baking and Pastry Program. We're very proud of the program that we have here. And we invite you to come and see what we do here and the passion that you can bring to our campus. Next, you're going to hear from Professor Jim Mulick, who is the chair of Restaurant Management, Hotel Management, and Travel and Tourism.
Thank you, Chef Kramer. Like Chef said, I'm Professor Mulick, and I once worked for the Technology Center of DuPage, almost 10 years of teaching in the Hospitality Culinary Program you are in. I am truly excited to share with you all of the great opportunities we offer through the Hospitality Tourism Program here at the College of DuPage. Let me start with our 4 degrees that should take you 2 years to complete: Hospitality Management, Meeting and Event Planning, Restaurant Management, Travel and Tourism. In addition to the 4 degrees we carry, 8 certificate courses within Hospitality and Tourism, and a single class which offers you a wedding planning certificate. We're quite proud of our program, and once you complete one of these 4 degrees, we can offer to you our 3+1 agreement with Roosevelt University, saving you thousands of dollars on your bachelor's degree in hospitality management. Please do yourself a favor and find time to visit our Culinary Hospitality Center, which includes our hotel, the Inn at Water's Edge, a full-service hotel with 6 beautiful boutique rooms where you can achieve a real-life learning experience heading out into this wonderful industry. We also have 2 restaurants, our full-service Waterleaf and our fast casual Wheat Cafe, that you'll get quality hands-on training. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share a little information with you, and I urge you all to find us on the College of DuPage website. Just search hospitality. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to Chef Kramer or myself. And once again, thank you for your time.